Hey, what's going on today, YouTube? Yesterday I made a video of me making some fruit salad for the Egyptian Uromastyx, the bearded dragons, and the tortoises. I didn't shoot the video, a video of the tortoises eating yesterday, and also this is the cage of the male. I put him in this cage maybe 2 weeks ago now. He still hasn't really been eating like he normally does when he was in a smaller cage. I did put him in a bigger cage before, and he had the same problem. He wouldn't eat, or he would eat very small amounts. So I moved him back into the small cage, and he started eating a lot again. But it's getting to the point that the small cage is way too small for him. So I put him in his new cage, and it's bigger, and we're having that same problem again with him not wanting to come out and eat. I think it's something with him not being feeling secure enough to come out. I'm also gonna probably raise the temperature a little bit more in the cage, and maybe that'll promote him to move around more. But these are the greens that I first put in when I first put him in the cage. He's been like running over it a little bit, and I can see that he's been active a little bit, digging on this side. So he is moving around. He's just not eating as much as he was in the smaller cage. And I don't know if that has to do with him being stressed out or what it may be. So I'm gonna give him some more time to adjust to this cage, and hopefully we can get him back on food and eating like he normally does, so that he can have power, enough strength to try to take on that big female again, so we can possibly get some eggs. But I didn't show the tortoises eating yesterday either. So here's a clip of the tortoises eating here. For these guys, I didn't put it in like a fancy bowl or anything. I had this piece of slate out there, so I'm throwing the greens, the collard greens on the slate piece right there. They kind of getting to know that's where they need to come to eat when it comes to like greens from inside of the house. When I get the weeds, I just throw it anywhere in the cage. That way they forage for it. But when I do the greens, I want to make sure they get these nutrition from what I'm feeding them, just from inside of the house. So they learn to congregate right here for food. And also when I usually do the fruit by hand, so that they can get used to me bringing them food, so they start to greet me. You can see that in some of my older videos, probably like a week ago. You can see them starting to come to me. They're starting to allow me to pet them on their head. But here I'm putting out some cut strawberries, some raspberries, and the greens is collard greens. They really love fruit. Try to limit it. Today they already had a bunch of weeds, and they eat a lot of weeds from in my backyard. So I pull the weeds and throw it inside the enclosure in different places so they can like forage for it. But when it comes to stuff like this, like I said, I feed them in on this slate, and they learn to come to that. The big female will be coming soon, but right here you have the medium-sized female, and the male was just the smallest one. I haven't seen the male mountain this spring like I thought he would be. He was mounting previous to them going into brumation. I don't know, maybe if the females are already gravid. I'm not sure how their gestation works. These are my first tortoises I have had for this amount of time. I have had Sakata tortoises in the past, like baby ones. I didn't keep them very long because I knew I wouldn't have the space in the long run. And also I had Pardalis leopard tortoise, which is the South African giant leopard tortoise. Those are very cool. If I ever when I buy me a house, I'm gonna really try to get a pair of those, at least one pair. I love that species a lot. But these right here are Russian tortoises. I have 3 of them, 1 male, 2 females. And like I said, the male haven't been mounting, so I don't know if the females may be gravid or not. I have been going out to check in the morning to see if I see any space that they've been digging or doing like any test nest. I'm thinking maybe I should maybe weigh them, and then weigh them probably once a month to see if they drop any weight. and then like any dramatic way, and maybe I can tell from that if they have laid eggs or something like that. I don't know. I'm just pretty much brainstorming with you guys. I'm not sure. It's my first time having tortoises for this amount of time. Really enjoying them. If you have space for a tortoise, or if you have a little yard, the Russian tortoise might be a good tortoise for you to get. I'm really enjoying them. Um, they really personable. Seems like they starting to know me. I go to the cage sometimes and they're like took their head to the side and look me right in the face pretty much. Like, what you bringing me today? Like they have questions, but they just can't talk. So I'm really enjoying them. Pretty cool species. It'd be really nice to get some babies off of these guys. Um, so hopefully the reason the male hasn't been mounting is because they're already gravid. But in other species, I know the male would breed continuously pretty much. And sometimes the females will lay multiple clutches. I still got the hibiscus out here. I haven't buried them yet. My arm is a little bit too weak for that. So they're gonna be above ground for a while unless I get someone over here to help me. But this ground out here under these rocks is hard to work with, even with two good arms. So the one bad arm is kind of hopeless as far as getting a deep enough hole to put that in there. So I'll probably leave them above ground. Hopefully they don't die before I'm able to put them in the ground. But they're flowering pretty good. It's one nice bloom right there. I might pick that off and feed it to one of the Egyptians. Probably do a little, yeah. Feed it to the female. Need to put on the weight. Shaved a lot of her food from yesterday. If you didn't see yesterday's video, it should be the last video posted. Go check it out. But I'm gonna put the flower in there and see if she wants it. Probably give it to her directly. seem to like that. So as long as she keep eating the way she's doing, she should put her weight back on in no time. Like if she lost that much weight and didn't have no appetite, then I'd be a little bit more worried. But being that she has a good appetite, I'm not really worried because she's putting the nutrients in her body that she needs. It's just up to me to give her a good amount of food. So that she can put her weight back on.